Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So NASA recently released a photo that was making the internet rounds earlier this week, and I'll admit it, I was intrigued. I clicked on it, but it was interesting because I ended up actually learning a lot about this mission to Jupiter that is happening right now that I knew nothing about. So as we all know, Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, is basically a giant ball of gas. Its familiar stripes and swirls are actually cold, windy clouds of ammonia and water floating in an atmosphere of hydrogen and helium. And when we say it's big, it's really big. According to NASA, more than twice as massive as all the other planets combined. That's right. All the other planets combined. If Earth was a grape, then Jupiter is a basketball. So yeah, this planet is not messing around. And while Jupiter has no Earth-like surface, it does have a lot of storms going on, including the iconic Great Red Spot, which is actually a giant storm bigger than Earth that has raged for hundreds of years that I think we're all pretty familiar with. But what you may not be familiar with is seeing Jupiter with a bit of bright green on it. This photo was taken by NASA's Juno cam in Jupiter's North Pole. Juno cam is a visible light camera/telescope that is on the Juno space probe. Juno has been orbiting the planet Jupiter since 2016. Its mission is to measure Jupiter's composition, gravitational field, magnetic field, and polar magnetosphere. It's also searching for clues as to how Jupiter was formed and has already orbited the planet 35 times. But before it arrived at Jupiter, guess what NASA did, guys? That's right. They made a trailer. Say it with me. They made a trailer. But this one is kind of weird. It's kind of really dark, which is weird for NASA. I mean, eventually it gets to sort of that optimistic place in the end, but the beginning of it, it's not really like the others. It kind of reminds me of Ridley Scott's Alien, or maybe it's James Cameron's Aliens. I don't know. You guys tell me.
The scariest thing to me about Juno are the unknowns. So much about the environment that we'll have to withstand is unknown. Nothing's really certain about what's going to happen.
It's a monster. It's unforgiving. It's relentless. It's spinning around so fast, its gravity is like a giant slingshot, slinging rocks, dust, electrons, whole comets. Anything that gets close to it becomes its weapon. It just so happens, deep inside this body are the secrets we're after. Secrets about our early solar system.
It's the biggest and baddest planet in the solar system, and it's got the biggest and baddest radiation and the biggest and baddest magnetic field.
The background radiation that we're exposed to on Earth is about a third of a rad. What we expect to see at Jupiter is about 20 million rad. No spacecraft has ever flown this close to Jupiter, flown this deep into the radiation belts.
So the real trick is, we gotta go in close, get the data, and get out. And the first time we go in, that's the most dangerous. We call it Jupiter orbit insertion. J-O-I.
Nothing's really certain about what's going to happen.
So it's different, right? Interesting choices being made. But anyway, back to the green photo. So this photo was actually taken in December of 2020 from about 20,000 miles above Jupiter, but it was only recently processed by a citizen scientist. And this is actually a really interesting process that NASA has used before when they have to process a ton of images taken by probes and spacecraft. The public actually helps processing the images from the raw data and even helps the science team determine which areas of Jupiter should be imaged. So it turns out the glowing green light is actually a lightning bolt. On Earth, lightning bolts originate from water clouds and happen most frequently near the equator, while on Jupiter, lightning likely also occurs in clouds containing an ammonia water solution and can be seen most often near the poles. And lightning also occurs on other planets. In 1979, another spacecraft, Voyager 1, captured lightning flashes on Jupiter that were 10 times more powerful than lightning on Earth, according to NASA. On Saturn, lightning can strike as much as 10 times per second. Data from the Mars Global Surveyor hasn't captured information on lightning, but there have been bright flashes during dust storms, and some scientists believe that craters on Mars could be caused by lightning strikes. Juno's original mission was only supposed to last 5 years, but NASA has extended it until 2025. The spacecraft has captured a ton of information about Jupiter's interior structure, internal magnetic field, atmosphere, magnetosphere, and the dust in its faint rings. Juno is also flying by Jupiter's moons, which apparently have these donut-shaped clouds that surround them that the spacecraft is actually going to fly through. And as a side note, it was actually announced earlier this year that astronomers had discovered 12 new moons in Jupiter's atmosphere. The planet now has a record 92 moons, which I think just goes to show how massive this planet really is. And here's just a sample of some of the insanely gorgeous photos that Juno has captured thus far. In the coming months, Juno's orbits will repeatedly take it close to Jupiter as the spacecraft passes over the giant planet's night side, which will provide even more opportunities for Juno science instruments to catch even more lightning. So I am definitely looking forward to more crazy-looking photos from the dark side of Jupiter. Okay, that's it for now, guys. I just wanted to share kind of the backstory about that photo because somehow I completely missed the boat on Juno and her mission. I didn't even really know that was happening. Also, did you guys know about lightning on other planets? I feel like that's the kind of thing that you assume happens, but I guess I didn't really know. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.